Hello, and we are live once again for the final broadcast of FPL before the game week deadline. Because as you all know, Crystal Palace and Arsenal will be locking horns tonight. FPL, what is it all about? Many people will ask, what is FPL? What is FPL? Some say it is the next one we have after APL. I tell you that FPL is a game that makes you see football from a different angle. It's not just going to be, I love Manchester United, I love Chelsea, I love Arsenal, I love Liverpool. No, this is about players who perform in the game. And I tell you, every FPL manager loves Salah. That is if you want to really be on top of the game. Because I tell you, today's episode, we are going to be talking about the best differentials in all positions. And the more you listen to this podcast, the more you like, the share, you subscribe, the more you engage, the more experienced a manager you will be. Because like I always promise, we are going to be live with exciting managers. Not just managers who are experienced, but managers who are talented, managers who are skilled, managers who are passionate, and managers who take this game like it's family, like it's business, like it's their sport. Like they do analysis, they do check-ins, they do findings, and they always come up with something to entertain us every week, week in, week out. And these are managers we are proud of. Once again, this is FPL Court. And if you are just joining for the first time, I advise you subscribe to our channel, you like our videos, you join all our social media platforms, FPL Court on Facebook, FPL Court on WhatsApp, FPL Court on Instagram, FPL Court on Twitter, and FPL Court on YouTube. You can find us that easy. And as you continue to listen, we are not only giving you predictions and tips for you to play and win big, but we also guide you in the world of fantasy so that you can become an elite manager, so that you can find yourselves amongst the top 100. And these managers I bring on, they are amongst the top 100. They might be familiar faces, and that's because they are good at their game. And right now, without much ado, I will introduce to you FPL Harry. He's one I adore. He's one I love, and I love listening to because this guy is talented. And guess what? Guess what this guy is going to introduce to us? This guy is going to tell us about the best premiums in all positions, FPL wise. Is it Salah in the midfield? Is it Son in the midfield playing as an attacker? Is it Kane in the heart of attack? Is it Haaland? Is it KDB? Is it Arnold? Whoever it is, we are going to introduce you to these guys. And I know at the end of this podcast, going into game week 1, it's not just about the shuffles. It's not just about how perfectly you arrange your team. It's about the belief going into that game week, watching that match, expecting that exciting striker to score, expecting Saka and Jesus, who is owned by over 73% of managers, to do the dirty work. So when you are watching Arsenal, you don't just expect Arsenal to win. You expect your midfielders, your defenders, your strikers, your goalkeeper to give you optimum performance. Without much ado, I'll introduce you to FPL Harry and let him do the talking while we do the learning. I believe you are ready. I believe you are set. And as I introduce you to Harry, I expect you to learn from what he has to say. I'll see you at the end of his message. You listen.
Hi, this is FPL Harry from fantasyfootballscout.co.uk. You're listening to my weekly podcast on the hot topic of the week. If you'd like to check out the video, I post it every Thursday over on YouTube. Just search Fantasy Football Scout on YouTube. Thanks for listening. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Fantasy Football Scout video. Today, we're going to take a look at what I think is probably the biggest discussion going into Game Week 1, and that is which premiums you should own in your Game Week 1 team. Now, we'll have a look and we'll talk about whether you should have 1 in your draft, 2 in your draft, or even 3 premiums in your draft. The 5 that we're going to have a look at today are Salah, Kane, Son, Haaland and De Bruyne. We're not going to necessarily look at Vardy, the likes of Cristiano Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes, because for me, the real 5 that people are looking at are these ones up here. A reminder before we dive who subscribe to the channel, all you have to do is drop your Fantasy Football Scout username in the comment section down below for a chance to win. Again, if you are already a member, you can give that to one of your friends as well. So make sure you drop that in before we go any further, but let's dive into the video. So we're going to start off by having a look at the fixtures for the first 7 game weeks for both Manchester City, Liverpool and Tottenham as well. So at the top we have Liverpool. Again, they have a great run of fixtures. Crystal Palace in there after Fulham away on the first day. They then played Manchester United in game week 3, but we know what they are capable of doing given what they did against Manchester United last season. The form for Manchester United has been a little bit better in pre-season, but I still think there's a good chance that Liverpool come out and put on a good show in that match as well. It does continue to be a sea of green for them after that Manchester United fixture as well, so there is a good chance that they win all of their first 7 fixtures as well. The real thing for Manchester City, and a lot of people talking about going with Haaland over Harry Kane or Son, is the fixtures that they have. Now, if you look at them, West Ham away, but even without their new signing as a centre-back, West Ham, there is a good chance that Manchester City score in that game, and you'd have to expect Haaland to be involved. Bournemouth at home in game week 2 is the real key here. That is a great fixture, the best fixture of the week, and it is the reason a lot of people like myself are going with Erling Haaland over the likes of Harry Kane or Son for the first run of fixtures. After that, it does get a little bit better for Tottenham. Again, they play the likes of Wolves and Nottingham Forest, but it is still a nice fixture run for Manchester City as well. Newcastle, Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest and Aston Villa straight after that game week 2 fixture against Bournemouth. So fixtures wise, Manchester City definitely come out on top. Those Tottenham fixtures, again, it is that Chelsea fixture in game week 2 that is really putting people off. For me, it's a big thing that I don't think those Tottenham assets are going to perform well enough to outweigh what I think Haaland and Manchester City are capable of doing against Bournemouth. Scott Parker, their manager, has actually come out and said he doesn't feel that they are ready for the start of the Premier League season. They don't feel they can compete. And given that they play the current champions in game week 2, that could be a bloodbath. Now, they do tend to spare the points around and share them between different players, but you've got to expect Haaland to be one of the most highly captained players that week, and I think he could do very, very well. Next up, we're having a look from the Fantasy Football Scout members area. Again, if you want to win a membership, drop your username in the comment section down below. We're looking at the predicted points for the first 6 game weeks of the season. Now, I've highlighted each week who's likely to be scoring most and who's predicted to score most. On the right-hand side, you've got overall predicted points for the first 6 game weeks, and you've also got their value again, because they're not all priced at exactly the same. So again, Mo Salah comes out for 4 of the first 6 as being the best option, but interestingly it is Son who comes out in the other 2. Game week 3 and game week 6, in theory, Son is predicted to be the best captaincy option over the likes of Erling Haaland. This, as a result, means when we look at the overall predicted points for the first 6 game weeks, we do see Son coming out over Haaland. Interestingly, De Bruyne comes in second, actually predicted to score slightly more points than Son, again, given that game week 2 fixture. But what's really important for me here is looking at the value that they offer. Given that we're likely to captain Salah in at least 4 of the first 6 game weeks, then you look at who's best value on top of that, which is where Haaland then goes above Son because of the £500,000 saving. Interestingly here, Harry Kane comes bottom for both predicted points and value as well. So even when you include that £500,000 saving, he does still remain below De Bruyne and below Son as well. So if you are looking for just sheer points, it's Salah and De Bruyne. And if you are looking for value, it is Salah and Haaland as well. I do think we need to consider De Bruyne. It is £500,000 saving and he does take up that midfield spot. But I think there is a small chance that, for example, when they play 3 times in 8 days from game week 4, 5 and 6, that Haaland doesn't start all 3 3 of those. But for me, Kevin De Bruyne will start all of them. If you have that spare $500,000 in the bank and a spare midfielder slot, it might be worth considering going with De Bruyne. And now we're going to look at what your squad structure could do if you've got 1 premium, 2 premiums, or 3 premiums. So on the left-hand side here, we've got the squad that has 1 premium. Again, you can see the premium defence, the 8 million midfielders, the premium attack that you can have as well. You do really have the ability to spread that money around much, much better. 2 premiums, again, has that balance. You have to have a few more of those maybe cheap mids in there, like the Leon Baileys, like the Netos, like the Martinellis of the world, plus maybe 5 million in defenders, and you can't upgrade them quite as much. And then you have that 3 premium draft where you are really struggling. Maybe you can't have Cancelo, maybe you can't have Robertson, as well as Trent, for example, depending on how you're putting your 3 premium draft together. And it really depends on how much you value the rest of your squad over having 1 premium, 2 premiums, or 3 premiums. Of course, 1 premium allows you to invest the money elsewhere much better. 2 premiums, again, I feel like has that good balance, and 3 premiums, you're relying on those 3 big hitters to perform week in, week out. We know they're capable of doing it. Not going to completely put you off having a 3 premium, although I don't personally like it, but you do rely on those premiums very much going into the start of the season. So just to summarise what we've sort of gone through, we've had a look at the opening fixtures where Manchester City come out on top, the best opening fixtures, followed by Liverpool, followed by Tottenham coming in third. We've had a look at predicted points where Salah comes out on top by far, De Bruyne actually second, followed by Son, then Haaland, then Kane. When you look at it by value and actually how much they're going to return on the investment, again, given the slight price points, we do see Salah coming out first, Haaland coming out second, De Bruyne and Son third and fourth, with Kane again finishing bottom. So with that in mind and looking at the squad structure, I personally think 2 premiums is the correct answer. 1, again, I like having the double captaincy option early on. I don't like captaining non-premium players. 3 premium options, again, I think disrupts the balance of your squad as well. So for me, the overall ranking that we've got here, we've got Salah, again, because we're going to captain him so much early on, I've gone with Haaland over having De Bruyne. Those 2 again are very close. Then we have De Bruyne coming in third, closely followed by Heung-min Son, with Harry Kane coming down at the bottom. So for me, it is a Liverpool and Manchester City double premium for Game Week 1. Let me know in the comment section who you have and who your premiums are. Are you ready for the season? As always, thank you all for watching. If you want to win that Fantasy Football Scout membership, drop your username in the comment section down below. Thank you all for watching. Good luck in Game Week 1. We'll be back again after the first game week, looking towards the hot topic next week. As always, if you haven't checked out my channel as well, all the links are in the description. We are uploading daily at the moment towards the start of the season. There are streams and videos as well for you all, so check that out. Make sure you subscribe to Fantasy Football Scout as well. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back again next week.
Okay.
The new film 13 Lives is available on Prime Video.
12 boys and their coach are trapped in the flooded caves.
From Academy Award-winning director Ron Howard.
How are we going to get those kids out?
I had a crazy idea.
Nah.
Okay. Well, now we have listened to FPL Harry, and from all he said, you can surely learn something powerful about it. Now, it's okay to be differential in your selection, quite honestly, but my opinion and what I suggest is this. He is an elite manager, and it's okay to go with his selection, if you ask me. But for me, I am a little bit of a joker when it comes to Fantasy Premier League. So I rather go for the proven than trying to stick with someone who I just discovered came into FPL for the first time. And I cannot really tell if Haaland will be a proven asset. So I would rather wait and see, and then we can always jump on the bandwagon when he starts high flying. But the reason why I will go Kane over Haaland is simple. He has this media hype around him, and definitely he's bound to score so many goals, but you cannot compare someone who is going to have lesser minutes to someone who is definitely going to play 90 in as many as possible. We've seen that before, and it doesn't bode well. So I always go Kane over that. Now, if you're having premiums, it's best you stick to what you believe works for you. But if you have to listen to the top 10K, then know that just as it works for them and gets them to that position, then you are going to be destined for that. And this brings us to the end of the show. And before we go, I would like to introduce a giveaway. Now, the giveaway prize is 5,000 naira. And it's going to be paid out at the end of the game week. And it's simple. After following all our platforms, excluding Salah, who would be your captaincy option going into the game week? I need just one name. Just one name. And before you introduce your captaincy option, you have to first of all look at the comment section to make sure that your captain hasn't been named. Excluding Salah, who is your captain for the game week? Now, if you check the comments and someone has said Son, then you cannot put Son. You have to look for someone to pick for that game week. Now, this is not how it's going to be every game week. I am starting the season and I have to decide who the captaincy would be or what the giveaway would be. Now, if you're selecting Son, you have to look at the comment section and make sure nobody else has. Now, select your captaincy option and make sure that you follow all channels to be able to benefit from it. Now, the captain with the highest point for the game week earns the 5,000 naira giveaway. Are you ready to win it? Are you ready to go for it? Are you an FPL player? Here's what you do. You drop your captain pick and you put your account number right below it. For example, you say Son and your account name and account number and your bank name. The winner will get chosen based on the highest points and will be issued the prize right away. So you have to get in here first, you have to select it, and you have to be a part of it. Are you ready to win? Go straight ahead to the comment section and put your captain and put your account number. I will be waiting for you to give me who you think the captaincy option will be. But aside Salah, because you cannot pick Salah, I have picked Salah and I do not qualify for the giveaway because I am the one doing the giveaway. So if you want to earn 5,000 naira, like all platforms and drop your captaincy option excluding Salah. Are you ready to win? Let's go. And this brings us to the end. Now, if you'll ask me what my team selection would be, it's quite simple. Meslier in goal, the goalkeeper of Leeds. And if you'll ask me my back four, I have Cancelo, I have James, I have Robertson and Arnold. That's my defense. And if you're coming down to the midfield, I have Neto, I have Salah, I have Martinelli, and I have Rashford. And if you're talking about my two bad boys, my Bonnie and Clyde, they are Gabriel Jesus and Kane. Worry not about my bench because I have the template bench that everyone has. Neco Williams, I have Andreas Pereira, and I have Archer. I'm definitely thinking about taking it